Hey everyone, and welcome to Right Now, episode 29 with Isabella Henley. And here is the YouTube only question. Isabella, are you ready?
Ready.
All right. What is your favorite student ministry event
Event?
or thing that we do in general? Favorite thing we've done ever?
Probably like Reach Dothan that we did last year.
All right. And that's coming up again this year.
Yeah.
And we're excited about it. So you've heard it first, episode 29. Check it out right now. Hey everyone, and welcome to Right Now, a student ministry podcast here at Ridgecrest Baptist Church, where we want to talk about what God is doing in the moment in the lives of teenagers. And today, I am joined by Isabella Henley. Welcome, Isabella.
Hi.
So glad to have you today on our podcast and looking forward to talking about what God is doing in your life. And as we think about that, Isabella, we use the words right now because we want to be encouraged to live our life in the moment for His honor and for His glory, and to be wise people, as Ephesians chapter 5 tells us, not unwise. And so as we begin the podcast today, I have a surprise question for you, and then we'll jump into the three questions that I sent. But here's the first question. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. If you could do anything right now, time, space, and money were not an issue, what would you do and why?
It'd be a long process, but time's not enough.
That's right. That's right.
So I would like to swim or touch in every ocean.
Swim and touch every ocean. Okay. All right. Would there be one that you would want to go to first?
Not particularly.
Isn't there what? I don't even know all the oceans. I can't remember them. Even the cold ones you'd want to go. Okay. All right.
I probably wouldn't swim in the cold ones, but I'd at least touch it.
Okay. All right. I love it. So you want to go for some swims. So
yeah.
I love that thought. I like to swim. I like to go in the ocean. I like to snorkel, those kind of things. So let's move on now, though, to our more serious questions today. And excited to ask you these and just really see what God's doing in your heart, Isabella. But the first one is this. What is God teaching you right now?
So I've struggled with people-pleasing my whole life. I probably always will. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
But I've just learned to be myself and who the Lord created me to be.
That's good.
And don't try and please other people, because at the end of the day, it only really matters what the Lord thinks of me. And why try and be different from what He created me to be when I can strive to be that person that He wants me to be instead of what worldly people want me to be.
Yeah, that's so good. So be you.
Be me.
In the context of the way God created that to be the case. What has helped you get there? Because I know, as you mentioned, struggling as a people pleaser, like that just doesn't happen overnight. So what would you say is something that has helped you get there?
So there's this quote, I don't remember who wrote it or where I found it, but it's let the one who created you be the one who defines you. And I have it in my car and I have it in my room, and I just have it on replay in my mind all the time.
Yeah.
And just live in the moment of what the Lord's put me in, and not be distracted on what other people think of me.
Right. So let these thoughts of who God says you are infiltrate your mind versus obviously the things that are thrown at you from the world. Man, Isabel, that's so powerful for all of us to think about as we process who we are. And because anybody, I think a lot of people, and social media plays a lot into this, but struggle with trying to be somebody that you're not. And that's a hard place to be. And it's also like a just complete, like, tiresome place to be of just running on nonstop. So, man, 1 for 1 on that question right there. Let's move on to our second question today, and I love this one as well. But how can God use your generation right now?
I would say to find the truth and stick with the truth and not the trends, because the truth stays, but the trends fade.
Oh, preach right there. All right, so find the truth and stick with the truth, not the trends.
Yes.
All right, so let's dig a little deeper right there, because I really like that thought. How do you navigate the truth versus a trend? How do you figure that out and work through that?
Just use the Bible as our filter to find the truth and stick with it, and don't listen, like, find it and stick with it. And then, because the trends, don't just focus on what others, like rumors and what other people say and what the media always puts out.
Right.
Whereas if you, like, go through the Bible as your filter,
right,
you'll find the truth, and
yeah,
it'll stay.
yeah.
The same.
You know, we've been talking in our series on Wednesday night about Take a Stand, about
Mm-hmm.
utilizing the thought of the Scripture as our standard. In any
Mm-hmm.
decision that we're making a stance on, the Scripture is the standard, and it is what we define our decisions from.
Mm-hmm.
So find the truth and be careful with the trends. I love that
Mm-hmm.
challenge there for your generation, but really for all of us, because we get all caught
Mm-hmm.
up in trends. And, you know, the reality, as you've mentioned, trends fade, trends come and
Mm-hmm.
go, but the truth stays the same and stays constant in all of our lives. 2 for 2. Isabella, question number 3 as we wrap up today. What is a current event of great interest to you?
So, I guess like the gas shortage,
All
or
right.
all of the shortages.
Yeah,
that
so
we've had
you
in the
live
past
a
year.
long way away from here. So
Yes, I live like 25, 30 minutes from here. But just how our country has, like, any of the shortages that we've been in the past year, just how everybody like hears shortage and like runs and gets as much of whatever it is as they can.
Right.
Because I'm a very go with the flow and make do with what you got kind of person.
Yeah, I love it.
And just if you rely on God and trust in Him,
Right.
He will provide your needs. Even
Right.
if it's not what you think you need,
Right.
He'll provide it. And like back in September when my family had corona and stuff and Daddy was out of work, just we trusted in Him, and our church family took care of us.
That's good.
And
yeah. So getting to a place where in the midst of what the world's throwing at us, the context of the current events, like, yes, they may seem a big deal in the scheme of what's happening in the moment, but there's a bigger picture, and there's a bigger God that can be trusted in all of those details. Man, that's another powerful thought, Isabella, you know. And I heard today that there's a chicken shortage, so if you
nice.
really like chicken, which is going to be interesting, like Christian chicken. We talked about Chick-fil-A a while ago, but anyways, but we can trust in the Lord to provide our chicken as much as our gas and all of our needs. And so, Isabella, this has been fun. You have done a great job. So thankful for you and proud of you. Thanks for being on the podcast today.
Yes, sir.
And we want to say thank you as well, Isabella, to those that are watching or listening to the podcast. We'd love for you guys to like, share, and subscribe. And we want to encourage you as well to live your life right now for the glory of God.